we all know in Hollywood, there's all these accusations about people sexually harassing people and all these sexual assaults. And, 20 years ago, they're coming to light now. And, Kevin Spacey is basically going to be, blacklisted from Hollywood now. All these actors and producers and directors and whatnot. Do you think, and you've been around in business for 46 years, you've been a man of position of power, booking matches and territories, and been in WWE, the biggest professional wrestling, company out there. Would there ever be a scandal like that coming out of professional wrestling if people started talking?
Well, it's so crazy. It's like, I mean, this is just my view. The way it appears nowadays, but then they come back and say, other people give their views and everything. But it appears that eventually, anybody that's ever flirted with anybody or had any kind of sexual contact with anybody is all of a sudden you could potentially be a target in the future.
Right.
I mean, so.
But I'm saying more of the more serious accusations of, a woman waking up or even a guy waking up to an actor or actress, performing a sex act on them while they're sleeping. Something more serious than that. How is that funny?
Well, because I mean, and I thought about this the other day. I've seen. I've seen pictures in the past of wrestlers. Yeah. I'm not going to say who or whatever, but like this was a guys, but as a joke, as a prank, like a wrestler falls asleep and then another guy comes over and says, "Look, take a picture of this," and he takes his genitals out and puts it near the guy's face. I mean, it's a prank. It's something done in jest, but hey, it's like a college kid prank. I've actually seen that done before. But, I mean, and at the time you're thinking this is totally harmless. But then all of a sudden, if 15 years later, that photograph shows up somewhere and it's going to offend somebody. Right. And that's the way the country has become, that everything that, 99% of the people may think is done in jest or whatever. And all of a sudden, but that 1% out there is going to be offended by it, and that 1% can speak up as loudly as the other 99% cannot. So,
but I'm talking about more serious accusations, King. I'm talking about actual, like, sexual nature things going on, where maybe a man or a woman in power was using their power to persuade someone to do something that they didn't want to do.
I don't know. I don't know of anything. I've never heard of anything like that happening before. Yeah. But gosh, the times have just changed so much. Good grief. I mean, I remember the stuff, the commentary, and just things we would be able to get away with saying that nowadays their people's heads would explode. I mean, can you imagine going out and saying, "Oh, get ready tonight, but we got a bra and panties match."
God,
that used to be a highlight of a show, bra and panties match.
What? I mean, people know you.
I remember one of my favorite lines was, "Panties aren't the greatest thing in the world, but they are next to it."
Jesus, I texted you. I watched the Raw, and I texted you and said, "Women should be obscene, not heard." I mean, that's the
obscene and not heard.
If Corey Graves said that in 2017, he would get fired immediately on the
spot. Yes.
And then here's the King saying this before going to break.
Right.
But no, I mean, everybody knows you, King. The hardcore fans know you from your history in Memphis. The King of Wrestling, all your feuds with the top stars throughout the years. But there's also people who know you strictly from the Attitude Era, from being the guy, the commentary next to JR. But also, when people watch those Raws back on the network, they hear what women should be obscene, not heard. And people get offended, 20 years later in what you're saying. And then people think that that's who Jerry the King Lawler really is in person. Does that
Right.
bother you at all?
No, not at all. I really don't. Everybody, I mean, to a man or to a person really that ever talks to me about things that we did or said during the Attitude Era, they talk to it with fondness. I mean, they loved it. They say, man, it'll never be that good again. So I don't know. It was just that at that time it didn't offend people. It you know, I don't know how the country and people's attitudes has changed so much over a short period of time that now those things are just taboo, you know. But back during that time, I mean, that's all I hear about now. Oh my gosh, I used to love it when you'd commentate on a bra and panties match, or with the divas. And good grief, we've gone so far now you can't even refer to them as divas. The women have to be treated the same as the men, and I don't know. That's just the way times have changed.